welcome everyone to Good Buddy Comics. It's a premature woo in there, but that's all right.
He's
Good Buddy.
excited.
That's right. Oh, I thought that was Tyler that did.
No.
I love it when a guest is excited. Usually we have to get the guest excited, but yeah, guys, so good to have our special guest, Anderson Carman, on. Welcome to the show. An hour later than normal, but thank you for coming on.
Of course, you're getting me nice and jazzed. I just came from soccer. I scored 4 goals, so I am.
Oh, nice!
Holy cow! We knew you came from soccer. We didn't.
Yeah,
realize
it definitely went well then. Yeah,
it's funny because like soccer's my sport to play, but I hate watching it. Like I kind of don't enjoy watching it. But baseball is then the sport to like watch. That's the fun.
Oh, well, not to get too much derailed into the sport talk, but now are you a fan since they've added the pitch clock and everything to kind of speed up the game, or
I mean, care? I like it for efficiency. Like for me, like it is like a picnic of a sport. So it's pretty like I was fine for it to just kind of lag on and on and on. I think the best rule change is putting the runner on second for extra innings. That I think is the best because that helps you wrap it up because someone's going to score.
Yeah, right. No, that's a fair point. Yeah, towards the end at least.
I see Tyler's eyes glazing over whenever we talk video games.
No, it's honestly this one at least I can talk because when I visited my brother recently, we went to a game in New York and he was telling me all about that, like all the clock change stuff. And at least in person watching it was fun because like it felt like just the right amount of time of like I'm enjoying it. Things are happening, things are kind of consistently moving. So, but I mean, I hadn't been to a baseball game in it'd been years since I'd been to one before that. So it's kind of hard to judge the before and after, but it was fun. I do enjoy baseball. Like sporting events are much more fun in person than on TV. So
that's right.
Like going in person, I'm like, cool. I'm more engaged. TV, I'm like, no. Yeah.
That's kind of a running joke on here, Anderson, that we talk sports. Tyler's like, oh, sports talk.
Like I can talk general, and then we get into like teams and players, and I'm like,
let's move it on. Let's keep it going.
Yeah, not even that. It's just like I can't contribute, so I'll just nod my head and.
But these guys talk like anime, manga, video games, and I'm kind of ignorant in all those things, so I go through the same things. Studio Ghibli. I'm trying to learn more about that, but it's a progress. We're a process. We're all
exactly. Yeah, you started your movie watching experience. So
yeah. My neighbor Toto.
Yes, yeah.
Totoro. I can't remember the name of it. But it was good. It was really good. Derek Loffman is going to shoot me. Okay, Good Buddy chat with Anderson Carman. Let's move on here But before we start the show up, we must open up the club as we always do in such similar fashion. Welcome to the club, Anderson, the Good Buddy certified. So you are now officially a member.
You're welcome, and we're sorry.
Made it.
Ultimate. This is the top. Like, there's nothing else. That's passes this. So Eisner's, that kind of like. Who cares? Like, it's this. This is where you want to be.
This is the peak. It's all downhill from here, my friend.
But it feels really good, guys. I really appreciate it.
Good.
It feels good.
Now, better than those 4 goals you scored.
Yeah, absolutely, man. This day just keeps getting better. I don't think we gave you stickers at Heroes though.
I think I did. I think I
did. You?
I think I gave them. Yeah. You probably lost them. That's fine. We'll give you more.
I'm trying to think. It would have gone on my sketchbook or my iPad, and I don't have those next to me. But I'll have to check. If not, I will track you down, and I will get a sticker.
We will mail them. Yeah,
we have plenty of leftovers. So.
What's cool is going on at a later hour. Maureen is usually at work during the time when we normally go on, so she's catching us on the drive home. Another good buddy.
I'm also forgetting we're the hour.
So thank you for tuning in, Maureen. But we've got so much to talk about with Anderson. We don't want to keep him in through the 27th of August, so we're going to keep on going. We lost so many viewers when we talked about Disney on our very first episode, but I saw this tidbit in one of your biographies, and I thought, I've got to figure, which character performer were you?
Oh, okay. Yeah, so in 2016, I worked at Disney World for a summer, and I was friends with several characters. That's the language.
I got you.
The snipers are still on me.
Yeah, but to say they've all.
I can't say the wrong thing.
No red dots on your head.
Josh has you in his sights. Yeah.
But I was there's different height levels for performers, and So everyone has like a main cast character. So my main friend was Goofy. And then I was friends with like 6 other characters. So Baloo the bear, Captain.
I can see it.
Baloo, my favorite.
Okay, here's the total ignorance for me, because when you're saying I was friends with, I was about to say, okay, but what character were you? It's like, I had no idea what.
Don't say it. Don't ruin the magic.
Okay. I apologize. That's
don't destroy the children's hopes and dreams.
Yeah,
it is funny because I like genuinely can't bring myself to say that I was the character. Like
it does seem like a fear that's instilled in all Disney cast members. Like you leave and it's like, no, like your word is your bond. Like you've signed it in blood. Like if you say something, your soul is forfeit. So,
and I was there like just the right amount of time that like I left and it was still magical. Like I still go, like I've been back like once or twice since then. And like the only thing that's kind of ruined is like I've done everything. Like there was one day when I was there where I went just to watch fireworks and then dipped. And like now you like if I'm going, I'm gonna spend all day and like die because I've got to pack everything in. But when you're a cast member, you can just go whenever you want. You're like, I'm just gonna go get a ice cream and then leave. Like
it's the best, isn't it?
It's pretty awesome.
It's a different Disney experience,
but my claim to fame there was you get 2 ratings when you get cast. You get an animation rating and you get a dance rating. And it's a scale of 1 to 5. And basically you need a 2-2 to be a cast member. If you're a 1-1, that just means you're not good enough. But a 2-2 is kind of the base. Okay. I suck at dancing, so I had a 2 in dance. But most people, like most performers, were a 3-3. But I had a 2 in dance, but I had a 5 in animation.
Wow.
And like I didn't know what a big deal that was, but anytime someone like looked at my chart when they were like putting me in place, they were like, "What?" But so animation is just like you know how you're doing that in the costume. And I honestly do attribute it to the fact that I studied animation prior to studying comics, and I loved like Disney. I grew up and like I was in it, so I cared. And not to say that other performers didn't care, but like
this is a different level.
Yeah, I mean, I studied how characters moved, and then I got to be these different characters. So it was awesome. That's
really cool.
I remember when my like time was coming up, there was like the offer to like you can stay and continue, but like I had 2 more years of school, and I was like doing the math. I was like, if I don't go back to comics now, I'm never going to. Because I'll just stay here and do this. And I'm glad I came back. But it was a fantastic summer. It's awesome.
That's awesome.
But like you said, it seems like that perfect time of like you didn't overstay the welcome, or it was like you said, it was still magical, which is I feel like the perfect way to kind of do it. So,
and I was really glad too because it was in the middle of my college career, and I was going to miss an entire semester to do it. And I went to my comics professor, and I was like, "Should I do this? Like, should I not focus on what I want to do for the rest of my life?" And he was like, "Dude, you're never going to be able to do this again. You're not married. You don't have kids. You don't have any responsibilities. Go." And I was really glad that he told me to do that. So
sweet.
That's
well,
really
Josh Lewis, a fellow good buddy and artist, is on there saying he's a Disney nerd. His wife would love this inside info. And I don't know if either one of you guys ever listened to the podcast of the 2 performers that would like tell the behind the scenes. So, and it was like a 6 or 7 episode podcast. And I listened to that, and it was just sound like, especially in the Florida heat, some of the costumes that the performers would have to, or the friends you'd have to have, I guess is the right way to say it.
I can imagine.
It just sound unbearable. Yeah, to do that.
The craziest one was in the peak summer, you would have weather 2, which meant you could only be in costume for 20 minutes, and then you would have to have a break. And Baloo was the wildest to be because he had a 5-minute walk to his meet location. So 10 minutes of your 20 minutes is just transportation.
That's crazy, yeah.
So
I didn't even think about the other factor.
You like get out, you start to hug, and then they're like, "All right, time to go back." And you're like, "What?" and you're delirious, and you're like, yeah.
Well, that was one of the stories that was told on the podcast. I couldn't remember which bear it was, but they said that a bear, it got lost on its route, and like they could not ask people for help.
Yeah.
And they said someone just kind of found him wandering out there in a haze and like had to redirect him. It was like, "Oh, are you lost?" And they were like really concerned about the guy because it was 100 degrees outside and he was burning up. But
that's crazy.
But oh gosh.
Yeah. We're canceling. Yeah, we're canceling the rest of the show. So this is now just the Disney show with.
Yeah.
Look, don't tempt me.
All right. Well, before we go on with the show, and Lord knows we've got to because we've got like 70 slides. Make sure and put in hashtag Carman right there into the comments section for a chance to win this original sketch. And
I show this one too. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. Throw that one up there too. And Anderson's actually got it in hand. We'll look at it here in a little bit before we give it away. But yeah, I wanted to make sure everybody. I see people's been putting it in there, but just to give everybody.
Yeah, we've got 4. It's funny because we put this up, and then I realized I wasn't actually running the raffle thing yet, and so I was scrambled to go do that. But thankfully, like it caught everybody, so we're good.
Okay, good. And I've been careful, Anderson. What we've been doing is typing it in for example in the comments, and we've actually Good Buddy Comics has actually won one of the raffles, and we had to run it again to do it, but I'm trying.
We're always tempted
to
just keep it.
Yeah, no, especially when it's a prize this good. That's an awesome sketch. And we'll talk a little bit more about what property that comes from here in just a second. If I can get back to, just jumping into these because we've talked about sports somewhat already, but there's a third book coming out I thought I'd read, but, doing the illustrations for these with your love of sports, that's got to be a lot of fun to be able to illustrate some of these stars here.
Yeah, this was really cool. I got this through my my agent. I get work through Shannon Associates. And so they plugged me in with Zeitgeist, which is an imprint of Penguin Random House. And so, yeah, these are written by 2 different people, but it's the same sort of structure for each of the books. It looks at the lives of 10 athletes in a given sport. And it's really interesting because like likenesses isn't something I really tout myself on. I do like cartooning. So it was tough to be like, anytime you have a client that's like not an artist, giving feedback can sometimes be a little bit tricky. There were a couple likenesses in here where I like some of the notes were like, it just doesn't look like the person. I'm like, okay, what doesn't look like the person? Like we just need a little bit of direction. So that back and forth was something I wasn't really used to. So I had to learn to kind of take notes in a different way because I've been so used to like the notes that I get are like story beat notes, not or like pose notes, not like this doesn't look like that person.
The rendering,
yeah.
And then it was interesting too.
Oh, go on. Sorry. No. I was going to say when you get likeness. I mean, I remember one of the first commissions I asked for at a small con was a Matt Smith, and the guy started drawing. Matt Smith, the Doctor Who, 11th Doctor, and he's got the big swooping hair, and the outline looked good, and then the nose was just all it like, and you could tell he knew it wasn't Matt Smith. But when you ask somebody to draw a real, like somebody that a real life character, you run into those risks of having something that's just doesn't translate as well as what maybe somebody's wanting it to.
Yeah, and then like for me, like I kind of want to do a little bit of cartooning. Like the basketball one was probably the trickiest because like I really and I was deep in my research on this because especially for the basketball book, because I was like, what's gonna matter in this book is shoes. So I was researching whose shoes belong to who. So each of these shoes drawn, I mean, there's just 10 portraits and then a few extra illustrations in there. So it's not a lot of drawings in the book. But I was like, you know what? Kobe's going to be wearing Kobe shoes, Jordan's wearing Air Force Ones. Like that's what's going to happen. And then they were very particular about like the age of each of the figures in their life. And some of that was a little bit difficult. So like because this is for a younger audience. So very often it was a younger version than we're like used to. So like in soccer, they wanted Messi in like his first year when he's got his long hair and stuff.
Interesting.
Modern look, which is, beard and a little bit of a faux hawk. But then like LeBron, they wanted LeBron in his early days when he was in like
full head of hair and everything.
Yeah. And I forget the name of the team, but like I think it was like the Irish or something.
Oh, the Catholic.
But it's a very different look than like his iconic signature look, and so sometimes that was really tricky. And then there were things that are like with Curry, the thing that Curry's like known for is he's always chewing on his mouth guard, right?
Right.
So I was like, well, I'm gonna put that in there, but then they were just like, yes. But we don't want that in this. And that's not my decision to make. That's the editor's decision to make. And so I'm like, okay, I'll get rid of it. I don't necessarily think it's the best choice because I think it's a better representation of him, but the client. So, I'll put forth my best foot and then you can tell me what not to do. One of the funniest notes I got though is I was drawing an athlete from the Charlotte Hornets. And so it's got Charlotte across. It's Bugsy Mogues.
Muggsy Bogues.
Muggsy Bogues. I'm from Charlotte. I should be ashamed. Good Lord. But he's got Charlotte written across his chest. So I like had done that in it. And I hadn't thought about it, but the editor came back and was like, because of the way he was turned and it was cropped, it said harlot. They were like, can you just shift the lettering over a little bit? Like,
fake this a little.
Good catch.
Yeah, I like it.
That's too funny.
One of the cool things, these books, you said, especially for kids, and growing up, I don't know if you all had the accelerated reader program where you had to read a certain number of books and get the points. I would always pick books like this to read because they would go by really fast. It's something that kids this age love. So this is a really cool thing to be a part of, especially the stars that you got to represent with your art.
And my favorite part of these books that I didn't actually mention yet was in the back of each chapter. Every athlete has a signature move, and I draw like 5 to 6 panels showing how to do that.
Oh, that's really cool. That's pretty awesome because that goes back to the animation. So
yes, and that was so
that's
fun
good
to do.
callback.
Yeah, I love doing that.
I'm assuming you looked at obviously you watch sports, but did you look up video reference? Getting those shots.
Yeah, well, and the editors were great because they sent me all the reference. So they were like, here's the move, here's kind of a breakdown, here's a couple YouTube videos.
That's pretty.
So that was great. It made it pretty easy for me.
Oh, cool.
That's awesome. Yeah.
All right, one more sports thing, and then we'll get on. But yeah, this is just some of your bios that we found in different sections. This was one. So, gold medalist in the basketball knockout event at your 2024 family reunion. That's a mouthful, but is that something you all do every year?
No, but in either I guess it probably would have been 2020 because the Summer Olympics are every 4 years. It was either 2020 or 2022. I hosted the family Olympics for my in-laws. And I have 6 siblings. My wife has 7 siblings. So we have a lot of in-laws.
That's a lot.
It was just her in-laws this time. But there's a ton of cousins. We were all so. But this was the second event. This was the second year that we did it. And one of my brother-in-law hosted it this time. But I am not good at basketball. And my brother-in-law is exceptionally good at basketball. So this is just to rub it in his face. Because I had no business winning. I'm not good at that sport. That's like basketball I don't understand at all. It gets whistled dead for a foul. And I'm like, I saw nothing. I have no idea what happened.
Well, how did you win? What was the competition?
We were playing. It was knockout. We were playing.
Knockout. So that's what knockout. Gotcha.
I got you.
And he'll say that he has a gimp knee and blah 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 blah.
Yeah. We don't like whiners.
You heard it here first, folks. Yeah.
Rematch 2026.
Gold medal.
Yeah. So 2028 is the next Summer Olympics, so we'll see if he's ready for a round 2 for that.
Wants it.
Wants the smoke, yeah.
All right. No more sports talk, Tyler. We're good on it from now on out. So this is one of the reasons. I mean, many years ago, this was where I first saw your name was the coloring of the daily sketches from Scotty. And here's just a few small examples. But do you have any idea how many you did now? Because there's got to be a ton of them.
I mean, I bet I've done 100 plus.
I wouldn't surprise me one bit. It was hard to find examples because there were so many to choose from.
Oh, sorry, I could have sent you some more. But
Oh
no, yeah,
no, that's fine.
This is awesome. This is great. I mean, the story of this, it was interesting because I was able to mentally track down exactly how this came about, which was just really fun. So, Jake Parker, if you guys are familiar with him, he started Inktober, and he's a great comic artist. Right now, he's working on the Wings of Fire graphic novels. Super cool guy. Anyways, I always kind of followed his work and liked his comics. And he published a book a while ago. I don't know the time. I can't remember the timeline exactly. It might have been around 2020. He published a comic that was just in black and white. And I'd listened to his podcast, 3 Point Perspective, a lot. He and his buds give a lot of really great advice on that. And one of the things that they had said on it is like, you have to make opportunities. You can't, if you reach out to a professional and you say, hey, I would love to work with you, or, I want to work with you. What can I do for you? Okay. There's a chance that they have something that they need you to do that you can do. But now you've given the professional homework. They have to figure out, what can you do for me? So instead, he was suggesting just do the work for them. Like, show them, here's a website I built for you. Would you like it? How can I help? I can help you do this. Like, go ahead and do the work. And obviously it's easier said than done because it's an investment of time and whatever. Yeah. So I was between projects on other stuff. And I decided, you know what? I'm going to color this 10-page comic that Jake did, send it to him, and just say, hey, if you ever need a colorist, I'd love to color your work, because, and here's a 10-page example of me coloring your work. Didn't hear from him. And then like 6 months later, he reached out and he was like, hey, sorry it took so long. I've been very busy. I need a colorist right now. Are you available? Wow. And I was like, yes. So then we connected. I started doing some color work for him. And then that was right about the time that Heroes was coming around. And so I went to Heroes, and I had done this fan comic of Boy at the End.
I wish I would have grabbed it. Yeah.
And so that's Scotty's character, Boy at the End. And I was basically like, I'm going to do the same thing. It worked once. Let me just kind of take another shot. And I colored it and all that, and I gave it to him. It was like an 8-page fan comic or something. Honestly, I really like it. Like, I'm pretty happy with it.
It's really awesome.
Yeah, Tyler has talked about it before. He's told me about it before. Tyler was talking about. So yeah,
my favorite part of it.
Compliments.
My favorite part of it is in the last like lines of the book are these lyrics from a Wood Kid song called "Run Boy Run," and it's what I always think of with Boy at the End, is that song. It just feels like, to me, that embodies that
100%
series that he's done. But anyways, I gave it to him, and I know you guys have seen Scotty at a show. He's inundated by fans and all this, and I caught him kind of at the end. The light's gone out of his eyes. He was kind of tired. And I was like, here, like, I also had a few books of his that I hadn't got yet. So I got some books, and then I was like, and here, I made this. I'd love to do some color work for you sometime if you ever need any help. Like, there, and I like the book, and I hope that you enjoy this, And I've handed out comics to people I like before, knowing it's either going in the trash or, like, you have to let it go. It's because I love the guy that I want to give it to him. I can't think about the after game. Anyways, so then I didn't hear from him for like a year. But then a year later, he reaches out. He says, hey, my friend Jake speaks highly of you in your coloring. Yeah. I need a colorist. Are you available? And then it connected. So to me, it wasn't just reaching out to him. It was building that broader network and being a good buddy to everybody, right? Because it's such a small industry. Yeah. If you're rude to somebody, it's going to get around. Like,
most definitely.
Being nice to everybody is a really good policy. And it was good for me. So then, I started coloring these daily sketches for him, and we made stickers. I helped him format some of his sketchbooks, the black and white ones.
Oh, nice.
I've colored 2 covers for him. And when he did the Absolute Batman in Mad Magazine, like double page spread.
That double page spread is awesome. That was this one.
Yeah. That's the Avengers. Yeah.
Okay. So
is it weird that I feel like I've never seen this cover? What the heck?
You know what's funny is initially I colored it. I should send you guys later the what I did. I like rendered the heck out of it. Like I was like, well, because he like was like, I got a crunch. I need this done. I need it off my plate. Go. And I was like, I'm gonna do the most insane colors on this.
Go next
and he
level.
like texted me back. He was like, okay, bro, like awesome. But it needs to be a Scotty Young cover, which is simpler shapes, kind of pared down, these kind of globby rendering, because that's the signature style. And I was like, okay, so
right.
I'll stay in your lane. Yeah.
No, that's an awesome job. You did an amazing job with that.
But I would love to see the before one too. But yeah.
I had that one pulled up. I mean, I'm one to add this to the slideshow, and I absolutely forgot about it. So I'm glad you said that, because I had it pulled up just in case. But yeah, what was the other? Do you remember the other ones that you?
The other one was an Image comic one-off. It was Junk Rabbit #1.
Oh yeah.
That's
Junk
one
Rabbit.
of my favorites. I love that cover. Yeah. So good choice.
And then what was Oh yeah, and then the Mad Magazine. I felt like there was one other one.
Yeah, the Absolute Batman.
Oh, I helped out. I didn't do the final coloring. But I helped him with his Arachnid Enforcer one, just like quick flat stuff.
Oh, nice.
And that's the thing, is just doing like some of this like behind the scenes stuff, like coloring all of these. Like Scotty's stuff is super, his style is very iconic, and the coloring for it is specific and iconic. Like there were a few times, there were a few that like I did like the Scotty look, and then I sent him another one where I was like, hey, I did like kind of a crazy thing here. Take either one, but I think that this could look fun. And there were a handful that he was like, I like this crazy look, and others he's like, cool. It just doesn't work. So but he's so great to talk to. Like he's just matter of fact, like hate that, love that, let's go. So that's it was tough, because I was like, initially when I was working for him, I was just fanboying and geeking out every moment. I'm like, I'm working with Scotty Young, this is wild. So it took me a while. It took me a while to get out of my own head when like he said, I don't like that, change that, to not be like, he hates me.
That's fair. It's an interesting point. Like it's something you don't really get, like, because I mean, like you said, like, getting into comics, you're fans of artists, and then like when you get to the point where you're able to work with them at their level and stuff, like I don't think enough people talk about that aspect of it. Of man, you got to like, now it's a job. Now you got to be professional, and you've got to, like you said, kind of like giving your comic off and not worrying about what they think. It's just like, hey, I'm doing the job. Either I'm doing it right or not, but not taking it personally. That's an interesting perspective.
Yeah.
So
and that is that's a thing I've struggled with like the whole time, especially working with some all-stars I've gotten a chance to work with. Like second guessing myself. Luckily, I've surrounded myself with a good crew of guys that are like at my level, and I can like kind of go to them and be like, I'm freaking out. Tell me to not freak out. And they're like, dude, stop freaking out. I'm like, okay. So
that's awesome. No, I mean, I was super glad. I mean, I was like Dustin said, this was how I found you. It was Heroes 2022 or 3 where, because they called it out. They're like, hey, go check out Anderson's booth, because he does the colors, because it was you were right next to him.
I was catty corner with it.
So it was like just going over, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know why I've never come over here before. And then it's just been a staple every year. But I mean, just the work you do on coloring, but also it was cool then finding your own stuff. And obviously, again, like you did some stuff, like we had to put my personal favorite, which you were kind enough to do a printout for me this past Heroes. I asked you like last Heroes, and you're like, what show are you going to see me at? I was like, next year's Heroes. But I wanted to go because I've got the original art. So I was like, I really wanted your colors to go with the original work itself. Because I mean, Buddy the Elf was one of my favorites. I was super sad when I missed it the first time, but thankfully I was able to grab it the second time. So Such an awesome piece. But because I remember asking you too, you know, like color, I was like, man, how did you, because it was like, man, you're doing your own work, your own stuff. It was like, you know, were colors something you wanted to do and keep doing, or, you know, where you wanted to get more into your own stuff? It was like, yeah, no, I'm doing them, but like, I definitely, you know, more so want to do my own work, do my own art, that kind of stuff. So
it's a great foot in the door for people coming up in the industry. I think, I think the more young artists that want to break into comics study coloring, do coloring, and try to offer yourself for services on that, because it is coloring and lettering, I would say, are definitely like quick and easy, not easy, quick and simple ways to get into the industry, because they're the jobs no one really wants to do. And I say that with all love to colorists, and as a colorist, that it's that last piece that you're like you're trudging over the finish line. And the guys that do it full time, like, they love it, and that's awesome. I love coloring. I would rather be drawing. So like, even my book that I color, it's just because I'm a control freak and I don't want anyone else touching it. But if I found someone, and there's a handful of guys right now that I would hand off the colors to, but they're out of my league. But if I found someone in my budget that I liked, I would love to hand off coloring and just be able to focus on the art. So.
Well, Shane had asked a question about coloring, because I'm assuming these are mostly done digital, but do you do a lot of like physical on paper coloring for
I do both now. Yeah. When we have a book that we're going to talk about later, Private Yankee Doodle, and that book is all watercolor.
oh, nice.
And in some ways it's faster. In some ways it's slower. Mostly it's just scarier because there's no undo button, and I'm just kind of going for it. Yeah, so here's a spread from that. I've got some more over here. I'll show you guys too. But okay, cool. What's been the coolest about this project? Well, not the coolest. Sorry, I was fumbling over my words as I was reaching for stuff.
We threw a curveball by putting this up right now. So
no, this is good. I'm working much smaller for this project than I normally do. So normally I would be on 11 by 17 board, right? But I did each spread horizontally on 11 by 17 board.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So this is one that's in progress. I haven't finished painting this page. I'm just kind of getting some of the rough values down, or the colors down. Here's a page I really.
So you're almost like actual size then.
Yes, almost. Yeah, this will be a 6 by 9 book. So even from here, it's going to be scaled down.
Okay, interesting.
Oh, okay.
But I did this for two reasons. One is there are 3 double page spreads in the book. So I knew that I would need to be able to paint a double page spread, and I didn't want to tape 2 pieces together. And also, working smaller, I have to put down less pigment and less paint. So it makes it easier, and then it lends itself towards some really fun cartooning and simplification of shapes and stuff.
It is a very interesting, and it seems more so a European, because like Matteo Scalera, I know does the same thing, and I found that interesting that like a European way is very much more so 1-to-1, which is such an interesting. Do you find like there's challenges, or do you find it more freeing? You know,
it's definitely scary. So like this panel here, the second panel. I have to put it in front of my mic. Let's see.
Letters too.
This one here. So I was really trying to push the depth. I'm really trying to think about my values and putting like stacking dark to light or light to dark. And in this instance, this foreground guy is really dark, and then it kind of lightens up as it goes back. Probably the thing that like I have to really think about coloring my line weight or my line for that atmospheric perspective. That's something that when I'm digitally coloring, I'll just go and color the line art, and it's really easy to do. But if like I didn't think about it beforehand, then I go, shoot, this would be so much better if this background line out were brown, because then it would fade further. So So it's tricky. The thing I'm able to do with watercolors that I really like is this core shadow on stuff. So I'm getting some fun like luminosity.
Yeah, I love how it blends. Like watercolor is such a pretty medium.
I'm really excited for this one's unfinished as well. The other fun part about this is I have several unfinished pages because I'm working on like 5 spreads at a time, because I'll like paint this, set it aside, let that dry, come over, paint this, let that dry, move back to this one, get excited about this one. And so I'm kind of bouncing between them a lot. But there's sort of these like dream sequences where he's like thinking about, this one is like thinking about treasure. And then here he's imagining himself out on the sea, the ocean.
Cool. Yeah.
And then he gets knocked off the cart there. But so these, I'm gonna do the line art in brown, and so you're gonna feel this shift.
Do you do like a light board to like keep track of like? Okay, I was gonna say like the sketches behind it, so that way you know where to fill.
The tapes to the back are the pages, and I've got all the. Whenever I pencil, so all of my pencils are digital on the Cintiq, and then I'll print this out on just crappy copy paper and light box it. But I go ahead and put all the word balloons in because I don't want to do any additional work on stuff if it's going to be covered up anyways.
Yeah,
I'll still finish the whole drawing because I'm such a sucker for the physical. Like I've never been comfortable digitally inking. It just doesn't. I just can't get it to feel right. And I just like having the artifact of the piece at the end. Of it. So, for those reasons, I really like having, a finished page that like you could put up on a wall or whatnot. So
I was gonna say, I'm sure too, like it's another nice thing being a comic artist. Like, hey, I'm able to sell this and make extra because of it, rather than digital, where it's like, hey, this is, you can enjoy it, but there's nothing you can buy to own, to have a piece of it.
Yeah, and I've got my own small little collection of like pieces from artists that I really like, and it's so nice looking at these pieces on the wall and going, man, he touched that. He put it together. And most of them I've met the artist, so being able to connect that dot too. Like some of them I bought through a dealer, but then got to connect the dot later. Like, hey, I got a page of yours. Like, but yeah, it's this really special connection and looking at it and being like, man, and then like comparing it to the book and going, oh, it's a little bit different. Like, here's some changes.
That's one of my favorites. And we can talk about that like with Fear Hunters. But I love finding out those like tidbits of like things that you just don't know about with like the final thing versus like, oh, I never knew unless you would have looked at the original artwork or like seen it in that format. So yeah, it's just such a cool, even if it is 1-to-1 the same, it's just such a different vibe and feeling with inks. Like you said, there's that practicality, the physicality of just how it bleeds into the page, and it's always different. That's what I love too, is like when you get the difference of what type of paper they used or what pen they used, like it's just all different, and it's just gushing over those details. So
and jumping from Private Yankee Doodle to Hope Never to See It. I mean, you were going into the history books, and I believe that you had posted that you're even working on a new, this book as well. So, is there something that draws you to the historical books, or is that just
no? So when I think about like my body of work as a creator, I would describe, like, it's funny, like especially in college, pretty much all of my like school work was like everyday stuff and then monster. Like that was just sort of how every story worked. And so I described myself as the monster guy. And then I did Fear Hunters. I was still the monster guy. And I was drawing scary stuff, but it's kind of campy, right? It's not like horror fully, but, and so now I don't know how to describe what I do because I'm all over the place genre wise, but this book, this is the best thing that came out of SCAD for me, frankly, because my professor, Doug Dabbs at SCAD, he left SCAD and went to MTSU my last year there at SCAD. And he started teaching over there. And at MTSU, a history professor, Andrew Fialka, was interested in doing this graphic novel for his thesis to get tenure. So he approached Dabbs and said, hey, I want to do this. But Dabbs was busy. He's like, I don't have time in my schedule. I can't do this book. He actually, at the time, I didn't know it at the time, but he was working on his book, Click, Click, Boom, with Doug Wagner. And that's an awesome book. But anyway, so he was busy, but he recommended me for the job. So he connected me and Andrew, and basically I didn't have anything else going on. So I was like, I'll do it. It's not something I'm like interested in or like my lane, but it paid well because it was all grant money. And Andrew was super easy to work with. He had never written a comic before, but I credit our good relationship, collaboration, to the fact that he plays drums and like in jazz bands and stuff. So he understood what creative collaboration meant. And that there's this give and take. So he was, I mean, he's been one of the best guys. I've been very privileged to work with some awesome collaborators that like get it and listen and jump in the experience with me. But Andrew's been fantastic. And we did a few things in this. I wanted to make sure that if we're going to make a comic, like, I don't want to just do, like, I love Watchmen for its 9-panel grid, but if we're making comics, I want to do some wild stuff. We have a few sequences that are crazy. There's this bit called the downward spiral where violence is just like spiraling into chaos. And so we have the panels just kind of swirling down.
That's really cool.
Nothingness. And then this spread that we see, the panels we see here, the 3 stacked, it's actually 3 different, you can tell because of a page previous, but it's 3 different timelines, stories happening at the same time. So you kind of move them across the page, and slowly each storyline finishes.
That's really cool. Piece of
it's a baby.
Congratulations.
Hello.
Baby number 4. Yeah. So.
This is baby Olivia.
Like
hey.
Hello, Olivia.
Hello, Olivia.
Such a cutie.
The youngest,
so sad.
The youngest guest we've ever had on, Tyler. This is a milestone.
Thank you, Laura.
Oh, hey.
Hello.
Nice to meet you all.
Oh, she's sleeping too.
Yeah, of course the audience goes
baby
crazy
break.
Now when you bring a baby.
Yeah, we should put the baby break banner up.
I'm A-okay with that. Yeah, youngest guest ever on Good Buddy Comics. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. My daughter's name's Olivia too. One of my daughters is named Olivia,
awesome.
So great name. Great name. Congratulations all the way around from
Thank
everybody.
you. I'm not sleeping, but it's great. It's all good.
Well, it makes more sense now whenever you say we haven't slept at all. Like, we don't. I ask you what time you went to bed, and you're like, we don't.
The
go to
newborn,
bed.
This is my form of clubbing. I just stay in my own house and don't go to bed. Right? Just party all night with the kids.
I like that. Yeah, that's my form of that's my type of clubbing. So
yep, we like it.
Never going out.
Well, what was you said Andrew? What was his last name? We normally like to credit the writers in the slides. I forgot to add that.
Fialka right there.
Fialka. I want to make sure I pronounced it right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
he's a super cool dude. So he still teaches at MTSU, and we've been working with another history professor and writer, historian, to adapt her book into a graphic novel. And we just got the publisher. There was all this like back and forth trying to make sure we could get the book from the original publisher to allow the rights and stuff to adapt it and all that. So there was a lot of legalese to go around, but Andrew's had a crazy summer, so he's going to get me the script by the end of the year, and then we'll start working on this new book.
Sweet.
Nice.
And it's also about the Civil War, but it's about a prison break in South Carolina. So I'm excited. It should be a lot of fun. Yeah. And it was that book. It was Hope Never to See It that actually led to Private Yankee Doodle. Private Yankee Doodle happened just because that publisher just emailed me on my website and was like, hey, we saw this Hope Never to See It book. We want to do a graphic novel, totally different audience. Like that one's for kids.
Yeah.
But so is again, it's really fun for me. I remember when I was young in my comics career, like fresh out of college, I was like, it's never gonna happen. But like now it's nice kind of like 7 years out of college to go and see like the train. And that's, that's nothing in the grand scheme of things, but it's fun to start to see the train of, okay, I met that guy and he introduced me to her. And then she got me that job and that job got me this job. And it's really fun to just see these dots getting connected. And just how wonderful it's all woven together.
No, just hard work and dedication and keep on churning it out and not giving up. I mean, you've,
like you said, building upon what you've got and like you said, putting, sending your stuff out there, giving it to people. It's paying off now, which is,
it's not this isn't happening by accident. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Well, everybody just take a second. This is probably gonna be about a 30-minute segment. I'm gonna stop talking.
I know we're already 45 minutes, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna make this brief.
Tyler, it's all you, Tyler. This
Fear
is
Hunters.
segment.
This was, so again, I was introduced to your work at Heroes Con. I came to your booth, and I remember it was funny because I started looking at your work, and I was like, I didn't really budget well because I think it was like my first, or maybe it was my second Heroes Con. I think it was my first. Maybe it was my second. So I was unprepared for the amount of art that I wanted to buy, but I was like, man, I really want to get something from you. I'll get like a small commission. And I was like, we were discussing, what character I would get. And I was like, I'll think about it and I'll come back tomorrow. And I bought your Fear Hunters book. And just like it says here, it's like, if you like monsters, buddy cop serials, and Men in Black, then you're going to love Fear Hunters. I absolutely loved Fear Hunters so much so that when I came back the next day, I was like, because this isn't something I normally do, because normally I'm very much like, not that I'm against people's creative properties, but it's just like, I like the stuff that's big. I guess I can't really help it. But I was like, I want to see myself as a Fear Hunter in your book. And so that is where you drew me as Agent Tyler, aka Mr. Pinchy, which was just amazing. I freaking love this so much. Like the way this turned out, I was just like, this is like my new favorite thing. This is the best. Oh, there it is. Actually, it's got the year on the back because thankfully you track that stuff better than I do. So yeah, this was 2024 actually. Okay, so that makes sense. Okay. And so Fear Hunters is really great. I love it. It's Fear Hunters, just exactly as it's called. They are the phobia control and suppression agency. They track down phobias. And what I love about it is why I'm Mr. Pinch is because they keep clothespins so they can pinch their nose, because that's how it'll get in, is like through your your nasal cavity and stuff. But it picks your fears. And it was just such a fun idea. I love the character design. The two main characters here, Chuck Wilson and Oscar Stankiewicz.
Stankiewicz. It was after
Stankiewicz. Okay.
Stankiewicz. Yeah.
So Stankiewicz. Yeah. There it is. Okay. Stankiewicz. That's pretty great. I like that. And this was a Kickstarter, so I missed this originally. I stumbled upon it. These were the 5 individual issues, so they're all collected in the trade, which of course I got, and I love it because you did a little sketch of Stankiewicz right there in the middle, which was fantastic. But yeah, it's just such a fun book. The idea of phobes and again, like the two characters, obviously one's the big meathead, the other one's the nerdy kind of guy, but their dynamic was super fun. It was such a fun series to read, and was 100% funded. You got to make this book to Kickstarter, which was really awesome. This was back in 2020. And thankfully, your last one was the original art was going to be part of one of the tiers. And thankfully, that didn't get bought, because then the next year I came back and I, of course, bought the original art that was the cover. And kind of like you talked about, I loved how you mentioned that the artwork can be different from the cover, because as you can see, you don't see that spotlight in the trade there. That was something you talked about, how like, you needed a space to put the subtitle there. So
yeah, those little changes are fun.
And then the last thing I'll say, because I'm talking a lot over your own series, was just because I love it so much.
I love it. I love it. Keep going.
So I've continued. It's become a trend now to where I come to you, and so I get a commission, and it's generally been something Fear Hunter. So I got myself as a fear hunter, but then I came back and got my phobia, my fear of claustrophobic, I think it is, getting sucked into space. I don't know why. I don't know why it's my fear. It's irrational. I generally, when I'm outside, especially at night, I look around for things that are bolted into the ground to make sure I won't get sucked up into space when the aliens inevitably come or our ozone cancels. Either one.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
This was, again, another fantastic, just me as Mr. Pinch again on my clothespins, like, I'm doomed. So this was fantastic.
That's great.
And then the latest edition this year was my dog's fear, which was of hot air balloons. So we have a small corgi. I mean, we moved here. We didn't realize that hot air balloons fly over our apartment. And so I asked you because it's one of those things kind of like people where I'm like, do you like drawing animals? I don't want to give this to you. And just so happened to be, this was actually going to be the second dog you said you were drawing, which worked out. So you did this fantastic piece. And again, I was just, blown away. So I've already got my ideas for next year's phobias, my wife's and my cat's that I need to get done. More animals. Again, you feel free to say no. It's totally fine.
Never.
But no, it was just, it's just such a fun series. And I absolutely loved it. It's just super cool. So I don't know if
thank you, man.
Like I said, I've been talking a lot, but
no. I really like Fear Hunters, and it's interesting because I did the 5 issues, and that was kind of the epitome of a passion project, because at the time it was fresh out of college. I wasn't working in the industry yet. I was working a retail job at an art shop, just grinding. And I came home and I worked on this, and that was what I did. And in a weird way, like, I was able to put a lot more into it than a lot of my projects now, because it was the only creative thing I was doing. Right.
Yeah.
Because now, like, I've got my personal project and I've got 5 books I'm working on.
Wow.
So I'm like, like, when I get time to work on my project, I'm so spent from everything that I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to give my thing the oomph that it needs.
Yeah.
But so this was super fun. I really enjoyed this. My big thing that I wanted to do with this is I wanted to make a new monster, because again, see, monster guy.
Yeah.
I was just kind of thinking, like, when was the last time we made a new monster? Like werewolves and mummies and vampires and all these like, they're
tried and true.
Yeah, they're kind of been around and been a thing. So I was trying to build like a new kind of mythology, and like even like the comparative pitch is kind of the best pitch to make, where you go, it's like Men in Black but with phobias, like, because you understand exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But in my heart, I kind of hate doing that, because I'd rather it stand on its own. I mean, every creative would rather just stand on its own. I don't want to have to compare it to something. But I mean, that is what it is it's this right under your nose, what am I trying to say? Danger around us in our everyday life that's just hidden behind us. And there's this agency, this secret agency out there that's taking care of business, right? So I had an idea for this 5-issue arc, and I actually have roughed out 2 more like 5-issue arcs.
Okay, he's happy. Yeah. Look at that smile.
Look, I would love to do it. Basically what happened was I finished these 5. I did Kickstarter. I did the Kickstarter in February, which I branded Fearbuary.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah,
that's sweet.
And I had so much fun. I was pushing it. It was blowing up. I was super excited. For me, at least, like, I think at the end I made it was 3 or 4K for the Kickstarter. But given the small size of my audience at the time, I was very pleased. But anyways, I did that, got all the funding for the books, made out positive on the Kickstarter, was super excited. And that was February 2020. I had like 12 shows lined up for the year. I was going to be taking all of my stock to go and do this. And then COVID happened and the whole year, like all my shows are canceled. Everything's sunk. So then what happened was I didn't have anywhere to sell books. I've never really been great with the online marketplace for whatever reason. But so then a whole year passes and we get back into the con scene. And basically I just like lost the oomph on this one.
Yeah.
I had plenty of books and I had pitched it several places, but no one was biting. A lot of people were like, I don't know, like whatever. So basically I just made this calculation somewhere around the end of 2020 where I was like, okay, no one's picking it up. I've got to just move on to the next idea. I've just got to do a new thing. Cause I remember I was at Heroes Con one year and I was sitting across from this guy who, and I don't want to just disparage this guy because he was working hard on a book, but I think it's a good sort of parable of a bigger problem that can happen where we were talking about his book and he's been like selling the same book for like 10 years and not new stuff. Like it's not the same book with more pages over the course of the 10 years. It's a 10-year-old book that he's still just pushing this 10-year-old book.
Yeah.
And it just kind of, I was like, oh God, like you haven't done anything.
Yeah.
You got to go do something.
Do more.
Yeah. It's like a creative.
So it just kind of made me a little sad, but it also like it lit a fire. I was like, all right, I'm not doing that. I'm going to make a new thing and I've got to make a new book every year. I got to do something and like, just got to go. And so I don't actually remember what I did immediately after that. But I started making stuff. I remember I did a couple fan comics. I did the Old Man Windu. I don't know if you guys ever saw that.
I saw a picture of somebody holding that.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was wild. Yeah.
You can see how I'm really trying to ride coattails. I'm really just like, you did something cool. I'll do something like that. Anyways,
it works.
I have never had an original thought. Except for maybe Fear Hunters, but
that's our tagline from tonight. This is really cool. And before I want to finish, but I don't want to let everybody know your commission list is open. Since Tyler showed his commissions, your commission list is open for Dragon Con. So if anybody is interested in that, make sure to contact you. And you see the quality of his work, so make sure and take him up on that. But
and I'll also ship stuff out. I can't guarantee slots outside of shows, but if you send me one, I can give you. If you send me a request, I can send you a timeline for when I'd be available. But
perfect. I didn't want to get too far away from Tyler's commissions before mentioning that because
that's fair. You won't regret it. I mean, he does such awesome work, and you do a good job of, again, you've got offerings for different levels. So again, like you can kind of pick what works best for you. It's not just like an all or nothing. It's this or that. So
I really want anybody that comes up to my booth and wants something, I want them to be able to walk away with something. Like if you came up to me and you were like, look, I've got $5. I don't have anything for $5 on my table. But if you offer me $5, I'll find something that I can give you because I want you to, like, if you like my work and you want something, I'm going to find a way to get it to you. If you're like, I want original art, but all I have is $20. What can you do for me? I'll give you $20 worth of my original art. It's just not what I'm offering,
Right.
Like, so that's kind of my thing. Like it's a two-way street. If you're a fan, I want to be able to get it in your hands. Like I think about some of the guys that I really adore. And there's been a handful of times one of my favorite pieces up on the wall is a Jorge Corona piece. I've been following him for a decade. And I just went to him. I was like, look, I need a page from you, but my budget is 150. Like, is there any chance you have anything in there? He was like, let me look. And he found one page that he was like, I'm willing to part with this for 150.
That's amazing.
I don't care. I just I need a page. And so that was super great. And just being able to talk.
It never hurts to ask those type of questions from artists.
Because I'm a big boy. I can say no. I can.
Yeah, Seth heard him say offer $5, so Seth will be at Heroes next year. Going back to him over and over again with $5.
It's honestly, it's a great, because it's one of those things where, because I'm still relatively new to original art collecting, and I see it like having a good few, like I've got a good amount of art now, and I've got some decently pricey pieces, still not like crazy, but that was one of the things where, again, like that I didn't factor in your booth, but I wanted something, and I was like, okay, well, I can at least grab like your smallest sketch, variant or whatever. And I'm glad I did, because it was just like, again, I'd gotten the comics, so I at least had that. I had something, but I'm definitely glad that I did, because if I hadn't, I don't know if it would have kickstarted my desire, want to keep coming back to get more, and then to get the cover art and that kind of stuff. So it is one of those things where it is nice to be able to have those, like, I can get this, or like you said, it might not be, this like level or whatever it is, like you're going to give that amount that equals, what you're willing to give. But it's nice having those options, because when it's like you said, or I was saying the all or nothing, it's like, well, I can't afford that, so I just won't get anything, kind of a deal, which I understand. Some people, you reach that status, that's how it works. So
have a great night, Marine. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you, Marine.
So I hope to do more Fear Hunters at some point. I learned a lot in terms of drawing through it. There's a couple stylistic choices I make that I would alter how I would do the artwork a little bit. Like all of the phobias have this pink glow to them, that like they're all outlined in pink.
And
I know why I did that and what I was doing, but I would change how I would visually represent that. So there's a few things that I think I would kind of drastically overhaul. What's tough now is that this is just old art to me. So I think if I were to continue the series, I would feel like I need to give like a reboot, but I don't want to do that. I want to do a continuation, but I feel like I'd have to like start volume 2 in a way that someone could just pick up volume 2, because that's where I'm like comfortable.
Gotcha.
Now that I feel like my art, but I'm very proud of it. I like it. I made a 150-page book, and that's great. Like I was super excited to have it done. I'm sold out of the trades. I don't have any trades.
Oh, really? Okay. I forgot to look on your website or see. I know you don't sell much online.
I have some full sets of the floppies, and then some like spare copies of issues 1 through 3. But I also have like a PDF of it that I can sell. But
we'll talk after the show about the floppies in it, because that's the thing I was like looking, like, because you had some like extra things included with the Kickstarter, like the sketchbook and stuff, and I'm like, that's what I'm like. It's so hard to find this stuff online, but I'm like, if I could get my hands on some of that stuff.
I still have some sketchbooks.
Do you? Okay, cool. Yeah, it's one that honestly it gets me excited just rereading it. Like, I don't know, because I can speak to it. It's just like one of those things where it's just like it just immediately clicked, and it was one of the, because that's the thing too, is like, I'll get things and I intend to read them, and there's been books where I'll buy it and I just haven't read it. Like I have one from MegaCon this year that I'm like, I still need to read. It's sitting on the floor, but that was one that I immediately read and I was like, oh, I can't finish that. Like I have to finish this before going to bed, kind of a deal.
Right, because then you came back the next day to get the commission, right?
Yeah. It was the next day that I was like, all right, well, I know what I want. I want me as this, like, in this world, because I was like, this world is so cool. Like, it's just like you said, it was something that felt different and unique. Like you said, like with the characters, like it's just an idea that like makes so much sense that I'm surprised I hadn't seen something like that before. And so it was just fun to like lose yourself in like a new world. Not that, I don't love the worlds that exist that, like you said, you've, played off of with Mace Windu and stuff like that. But just such a fun. So even if we didn't get more, I'll keep it alive through commissions. I'll reread it. That'll be enough to hopefully it keeps you interested as well. So
it warms my heart, dude.
Yeah, Anderson, we talk about this offline as Heroes rolls around, and your name is entered like his roster of people. He's like, all right.
If anything, like I'd stop at your booth before Scotty's. Like just being truthful. Like I stop at your booth before
Scotty.
Oh, our Scotty did.
I gotta clip it.
You're like,
That's
you never guess what Good Buddy just said.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about that a little bit before we're getting to Cyber League. So everybody, we promoted Cyber. So we're going to get to that. We're getting to that, but we don't want to disservice Knots either. So can you tell us a little bit?
I'll keep Knots fairly quick. This was a fun. I met Michael at or Mike as I call him, but I met Mike at C2E2. And he was just this really cool dude just walking around. He was a writer and he was just looking for an artist. And that happens at every show. At every show, I'm like, cool, here's my card. I'll never hear from you. Like, cause that's what happens. But he reached out and he's like, I have a, what's your page rate? All this kind of stuff. I gave him all that. And that usually ends a conversation. But he like knew to ask for a page rate, all this. And I was like, here's my page rate. He's like, done. Here's the timeline. This is what we're going to do. And he was just super, like, he hadn't written a comic before. These scripts initially were written as a Saturday morning cartoon. And that's very much how they read. These are just silly. Like if you like SpongeBob, you will love these books. They're a laugh a minute.
That's why I grabbed
it's
I love SpongeBob.
Like, I read the scripts and I was like, this is so much fun. And again, looking at my body of work, I don't know how I landed this piece, but I love these books. I am having so much fun doing these. Again, it's just kind of on his personal budget. We're just kind of running it very small right now. We've got 10 scripts. We've done 2. We're planning to do a third in this last quarter of the year. If my timeline works. But eventually we'd love to like collect it and like we want to pitch it, but like our big thing is we're like, this is our thing. Cause like one of the characters, the villain here, in the middle, you can see him Sickly. He smokes a cigar and he's a baddie. And you know what? I don't think a publisher of kids comics wants to show someone smoking, but we don't care because he's a bad guy. That's
not
the
since
point.
Not since Looney Tunes. Yes.
Yeah. And so like I get that a publisher will be like, no, we can't publish that. But I just honestly think a publisher is stupid. I mean, frankly, because he's the bad guy. That's what's supposed to. I'm trying to send you signal. He's got an eye patch. He's got a fish hook in his mouth. Like everything is telling you this dude.
There's nothing good.
Yeah. The main character is a skeleton. Like I don't know what to call him. So, anyways, it's just super fun. But one of my favorite things for this, if you see in the background of the cover, the ship. I knew that I was going to be drawing the ship a lot.
Can you hold it up again, Tyler?
Oh yeah. I mean, you had it on the image there, but yeah, I can
just
show
so everybody can see it a little bit closer there for
that ship.
Well,
there.
if you switch it to my camera, I'll show you.
Switch it to Carmen. Yeah,
that's a little. That makes more sense. Yeah.
Look at
that!
Oh, okay.
One of the other things I like is papercraft. It's actually
awesome.
made it's kind of hard to see with this extreme light.
That's great.
But I made a papercraft of it because I needed to be able to draw it from like all these angles and stuff. It's hard to see, but I even like drew some of the details on it.
Yeah.
But the idea behind the ship is kind of like the TARDIS, like it's bigger on the inside.
Yeah.
And the center spread of every book is a tour of a specific room on the ship. And so one of them, in the first one, it's the gym. And it's this big spacious room that can't fit inside the space, but it's inside, so it works, right? And he just kind of like tells you all the little tidbits and stuff. Super fun comic. I love working on these. Mike is super easy to work with. One of my favorite things about him is he will push back. There are so many times that I'm like, I want to do this, or let's do this. And he's like, I don't think it's working. But he always has a reason. And he's very clear in his communication, and he's very specific. He kind of has this like,
I knew Brett would dig that. That's why I wanted to show it, because he's such a gym rat. So I was like, oh, I got to show this off.
So again, I'm hoping that this can reach a broader audience at some point. It's so much fun to make right now. I'm hoping that a publisher will bite on this eventually. We just got to find the right pair for it. But we're having fun making it, and it moves, it shows, because it's just silly, you know.
It's no, like you said, I mean, it's one that, so I picked it up. I remember picking up the second year because I was like, man, what haven't I got from you that I could get? And I saw this and I was like, oh, that looks fun. And then, you sold it as, you like SpongeBob. And I was like, I freaking love SpongeBob. And again, I know it's one of those things where it's like you want it to stand on your own, but it's just like that frame of reference, because it's like I don't have a frame of reference for the book. But then you insert that and it's like, oh, sold. And then, I read it. I think I read it there at Heroes, or no, I think I read it there, like in the hotel, and it was great. Yeah, it was just like, this was perfect. Like such a fun, silly story. I love the characters. Like your artwork is fantastic in it. So I would like, yeah, that's super cool to hear that like you're still continuing on. Like 2 and 3, you've got 10 scripts. Like definitely, again, if you come to Heroes, stop by Anderson's booth. Pick this up. Like you won't, you won't regret it.
Is there another
so.
place to pick it up at, Anderson? I mean, if
Like I
anybody's
said,
watching tonight,
I'm so bad at the online shop space. Yeah. I mean, right now I just don't have time to manage that. I've tried hosting websites or online shops before, but I've gotten so little movement that it just hasn't been worth my time or budget. So I get enough at shows that it's just one of those things. I just kind of throw my hands up. I'm like, it's just not for me right now. But yeah, so unfortunately you have to see me in person. But if you shoot me an email about any of these things that you want, shipping is expensive, but we can try to find something that can work.
Yeah, and we're going to be at Heroes again next year. So if anybody's like, hey, if you want us to stop by Anderson's booth, me or Tyler,
we can like post like a good buddy post to like, we can pick up a few of these
and ship it. So
yeah.
So but now the big book that everybody that kind of hit San Diego Comic-Con, the one that's years in the making for Cyber League Baseball. So I didn't realize this came out February of 2024 when you started the webtoon premiere. What does it predate that, or was that?
It like predates that.
Okay.
October 2022 was the first print edition of this. Actually, I did an ash can. I printed 25 copies, and it was 12. It was 12 pages. It was the first 12 pages of the book, and I took it around. At this point, I'd been getting portfolio reviews from people. Like it was still kind of my regular practice at a show to I sell my books. And then for like an hour, I'll go out and I'll just get portfolio reviews from people. And one of my standbys was Daniel Warren Johnson. I would just, every show that I was at with him, I would go and I would get a portfolio review from him. And I'd been kind of getting frustrated with portfolio reviews because mostly it was people being like, it's cool. Like, here's like 2 or 3 things I'd change, but like, are you working? Like, shouldn't you be working? Like it was kind of always that like, and I'm like, if someone will give me a job, and it's tough. But anyway, so I was at New York Comic-Con off of a fluke. Like I emailed the Artist Alley director, like the weekend before and was like, do you have a spare table? And they were like, I had someone drop out. You want it? Like it was a weird,
that's a wild
situation. He's no longer there anymore, so he can't do that trick anymore, but
unfortunately.
But so it was a miracle I was there. But then I had these, I took it to Dan and I was like, hey, can you take a look at this? And he opened it and he was like, I wish I had thought of this. Which was so exciting.
That's such a good, like that's
yeah.
Well, I mean, he took like player like sports cards this past year and has like made like robotic stuff out of it, which is straight out of Cyber League here.
Oh yeah. He owes me a check. He was like, go make the book. Please go make the book. Stop coming to me for reviews. He didn't say all of this that explicitly, but he was basically like, dude, stop.
Like you've got this.
You read between the lines pretty well.
But the thing he did say is he said, when this gets printed, hit me up. I want to do a cover for this. And I walked away in tears. I was like, I can't believe it.
Hold it together.
And then of course, like that's a fire. I'm like, I've got to make this books. Like if I don't, he won't do a cover, all this jazz.
Yeah.
So anyways, so then he did rip me a new one on those pages. He's like, these things need to change. This is bad. Fix that. Like he was like, this is good. Do this. You got to fix this. And so I went back to the drawing board, started fresh, and started making the book. Like I thought through the whole arc. It's 9 issues, 9 innings of baseball. And I thought through like all the arcs. I got like a spreadsheet with all the different characters and their arcs and what they're doing. it's hard to keep track of an ensemble. And even now there's a lot of smaller stories that I just don't have time to go into. But I'm loving this so much. It is just so much fun to do. This spread of the picture. This is kind of the iconic moment. This is page 2 and 3 of the book. Just trying to set up, what we're dealing with here. But basically it's future baseball. Players have robotic augmentations, but then we've got this one kid, Asher, that's coming up from college, and he just hates this cyborg stuff, and he wants to play all natural. And so he assembles a team of all naturals, and it's a David versus Goliath situation. And what I realized is as I'm writing this, well, hang on, I'll get into the creative side for later. But basically, so then what happened is I started making it, and I was like, I'm just going to make it as a web comic because printing Fear Hunters was a pain in the neck. And like, there's a lot of printing for not necessarily people buying it. And I'm just going to do it as a web comic. I've got plenty of work to support this as my passion project. I'll just put it out on Webtoon and just see what happens. And then I was at Heroes, and I got approached by Carl, who heads up 24/7 Comics.
Nice.
And he was like, this is really cool. Do you have a publisher? I was like, no, I'm just doing it myself. He's like, I'll publish it. I was like, what? Okay. So then that started like a 2-year conversation as we figured out details for it to be part of 24/7 Comics Presents with editor Terry Kavanaugh. And my book is the side B to Rob Liefeld's Newman. It just kind of like started to explode and be this big thing. So then we had Mannix do this variant cover, and this was the Ashcan that was at San Diego Comic-Con. I've still got some copies that I'll have at Dragon Con. But there's a regular and then a foil cover. And then inside it's the first 12 or 15 pages. And then some promos for other 24/7 Comics books.
Oh, that's cool.
Such a cool cover.
So I'm just super excited for this to exist now as like a physical thing. The creative.
Sorry.
No, please go ahead.
You mentioned San Diego Comic-Con. So, I mean, how fun was that to like premiere this and be out there with this book? And
you did signings there,
That was pretty wild. It was weird for sure. Like my wife harps on me about imposter syndrome because to her, the way that she encourages me about it is she's like, well, imposter syndrome, if you're an imposter, you don't actually belong there. You belong there. You did the work, you made the thing, you belong there. Like, you don't need to be an imposter. You don't need to feel like an imposter. Like, obviously you can't just turn off feelings, but
wish it away.
This pep talk she's giving me of like, it's completely invalid. And she's an accountant and like very so it's very helpful to me, the feely art person.
Right.
But it was really weird. The other thing I realized about being at San Diego was I really like being at my own table, because I was there at the publisher's table. So I was there for I had 4 signings over the weekend, and then I just had free time after that. And I kind of didn't know what to do with myself. I was like, I guess I'll walk around. So I walked like every corridor of the show, but it's like almost too big to enjoy. Like it's very
such a massive show.
Yeah.
Like I would enjoy having all that free time at Heroes.
Oh yeah.
But I also just love sitting at my booth and like drawing or talking to people about the book or stuff. So it was interesting because like would I go back? Like if they took me back, but like I honestly found it more exhausting than anything. And I think mostly it's just because like even like if we host a party at our house, I like to clean up the dishes and do like I need to be busy. Like that's how I feel involved in a group is like give me something to do. If I'm just sitting there and I'm the guest of honor or whatever, I'm like I just don't know. I don't know what my role is or my place. I feel extra. So
well, you got to hit up the San Diego Zoo I saw. So that had to be a nice experience.
Yeah. Which one? Sorry.
The San Diego Zoo. I saw you.
Oh yes. That, so well, I was hoping to see a platypus because they said they had a platypus in San Diego Zoo, and they didn't. I
forgot about that.
I could read the disappointment in your
I love the anger and they're like, come on.
I'm so disappointed.
but about the creative process, I didn't mean to derail that.
Yeah, no. What's been interesting writing the series is so I've finished art through issue 2. I've almost finished coloring all of issue 1. Because it's getting kind of cut up into chunks in the release schedule with 24/7. So the first half comes out in November. The first half of issue 1 comes out. What we're saying, the top of the first, more baseball stuff. In November, bottom of the first in the new year in January. So then half of each issue until it becomes its own ongoing. It's kind of a Shonen Jump approach with these like anthologies to kind of build up all of these books at the same time. But anyways, but I've written through 7 and I have a writing club with 3 of my church friends that we meet monthly and they're all working on novels and we just show each other what do we got and we talk about creative gaps or whatever and feedback and notes. And that has been
huge. Awesome.
There have been so many times that they've been like, this doesn't make any sense. Why is this guy doing this? Or you're not going hard enough here. Like, do more, or even like, I really love this moment. Keep this. So that's been huge. Just getting that regular feedback on the story. But there are, something that's been interesting is Asher, this guy holding the bat, is the main character. And his best friend is the pitcher there, Kenji. And as I've been writing the story, it's actually Kenji's story. And I didn't mean for it to be
revealing it.
It is very much. It's I'm a sucker for the buddy comedy.
Yeah.
I'm on the good buddy show.
Good buddy, you're at the right place.
Yes. But like I feel like there's it's not completely absent, but like there's a kind of missing just like 2 friends, right? It's always turning into romance these days in one way or another, but just like 2 bros that aren't brothers, but they are best friends holding each other up in something. And that's it. Like that's all that I want this to be, is 2 guys just being best friends in this crazy sport. But I've learned writing this that it's a little bit more of Kenji's story. So it'll be interesting to see how that continues to grow.
Evolve,
well, as a baseball fan, how did it feel having a trading card from this? I mean, this is pretty
awesome.
Cool.
Well, these are the 3.
So I actually did when I first started it on Webtoons. I printed my own trading cards with art from the series that I had done.
Check out his Instagram for more detail on those.
I did. I created 30 new teams for like the same regions of the MLB because I didn't want to run into any copyright issues, obviously, by using the New York Yankees. So my team is the New York Dandies.
Well played. I like that.
I made a few other funny, like there's some like kind of easy ones. I was like the Minnesota Loons. I think a couple of them. There's already a minor league team. There is a minor league team called the Naturals, which is the Atlanta team that gets formed.
There's so many team names. It's hard to be 100% original with them. So
but I tried to pick on some like specific local references. You know, I think the biggest thing that came out of all these historical books I did is just like a love for the research and really going deep in to be like, what's the reference I can make that somebody is just going to go, ha, nice. You know, like even if there's just one person that responds that way is totally worth it.
Right. I get that reference, that the Captain America. Yeah. So pays off. but seeing these flipping through them too. I mean, I know I love sports, and just having. I mean, whenever me and Tyler started getting merch, it was just really cool. It's like I'm not someone that ever
the collectible, the physical media. Like it's just such a cool. I don't know, just add something tangible, especially with something like this where it makes so much sense to have a trading card for the series. Like
fits right
that
in
connection.
With it.
Yeah. So.
Well, with the trading cards here too, and we see the one that's it's obvious. This is your art here, and then we've got Dan's art from we kind of know how that developed. But how did the Mannix, did you approach him, or was that 24/7?
That's all Carl. So Carl is the best. He knows everybody. He's connected. He has lined up tons of awesome artists to do other covers for this. So it was the first time I met Mannix was at San Diego, and he's just a sweetheart. He's so cool. Like we got to hang out, and
he's really nice.
Yeah, he gave me this little book of his comics. It was funny because like he gave it to me, because I was talking to him at our signing, and I was like, hey, I need to like get one of your books. Like I'd love to. Because we were talking about his daily or his weekly or however often he puts out these strips. I was like, dude, I'd love to have one of those. He's like, well, it's all in Filipino. Like, I don't, you won't be able to read it. I'm like, I don't care. Like
the art.
That's cool. Yeah. That's cool. So, but he did tell me if I hold up Google Translate, I should be able, it works pretty well. So
that's really awesome. Yeah. I was going to say, I got to meet him once because Dustin got a piece from him and Dustin had to leave. And so I was able to go up. I was like, I don't know you, but I was like, I was getting here to pick up a friend's art, and it was just such a nice person.
Soft spoken,
fantastic.
Sweet heart of a guy.
Yeah, super super cool, and he gets such vivid colors. Like I thought for sure that this was zhuzhed up digitally, but this is almost duller than the original. Like it's crazy how bright the pigments on his original pieces are.
It's funny because this is the one, like I grabbed this from an eBay thing, so I brightened it. But like you said, it's like his stuff is just pops like off the page. Like there's just hardly anybody else doing color. Like Sean Chris was the only one I could think of that's like again doing stuff with colors where I'm just like, man, that stuff is so vivid and bright.
That's a good comparison.
But works so well.
Well,
such a gorgeous cover.
For the plug for Cyber League, you've talked about when it's coming out. Where is the best place to pick this up? Is this going to be something that's available at your local comic shop, or is this?
It will be. Let me see if I can. I think the code is in the back of this. Let me open one of these real quick.
Perfect.
Yeah, so it's through 24/7 Comics. It's coming out the first week in November. So I think I actually can get the code here if I can open this up.
Perfect. We want to make sure everybody has a chance to put this in for a pre-order at their
shop. We'll be posting this for sure on the Instagram, like nearing when it comes out and post it in the group. So
I've never felt so unmanly. I can't open
there are a few Jonathan on eBay.
They've pricey, a little pricey. I mean,
and there's only a small handful. Mannix I couldn't find, but Daniels and one of Anderson's.
Let's see. Yeah, hit me up. I can send you. I've got mine and Mannix. I don't have any more of the other people.
Yeah, me and Tyler have already claimed a set for everybody listening at home. So the line starts behind me and Tyler. So
yeah, we don't have an order code yet. It's just in November is the only information that we have. But there'll be an FOC code and whatever later.
Nice.
But if you follow the my Substack or the 24/7 Comic Substack, there'll be announcements through that, and I know they'll do a big old push. So
QR code, and then there's the link for the website. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut off that.
No, but that's perfect.
Yeah, AndersonCarman.substack.com. I mean, I was going to suggest going to subscribe to that. Your Drawing Conclusions. It's one of my more favorite Substacks. You do such a great thorough post, and like there's so much content when you do that. I'm like, oh man, all right, I gotta like take a moment. I'm gonna read through this. And
my thought on that has been like social media. Like we've already gone long. I don't need to start going off on social media, but like I'm finding there's greater value in less frequent, larger chunks of things, like getting a monthly. I just got red ink all over my fingers. Sorry.
No, you're good.
I just send this out monthly, and it's like a 5 to 10 minute read, and it's just everything I'm working on, some watch and listen. What am I trying to say? Promotions or recommendations, and then just like a rant on whatever I'm feeling. But I feel like if I was posting that every day, like that's what I started to find myself on social media. Like I'm just completely off of it now. I still have an Instagram as a landing page, but I don't do anything there because I just don't know. Like we all talk about doom scrolling, and it's because we're just scrolling right past all this awesome art and all this stuff, and it's like, meh. We take it for granted, kind of. So I don't want to like talk down too much on people that do still use it, but maybe a little bit because I think we can do better. But I think it's hard to do. It's always hard to do better. Like it's easy to talk the talk, but walking the walk is difficult.
Well, I think the thing too that like, I prefer about stuff like Substack and, how it harkens back to Blogger and all that kind of stuff is that it's more personal. Instagram and Twitter and all these other things, like they limit, the amount of type that you can do. And it's more about the images and stuff, like, which is great for art. But I think, along the way, we lost connecting that art to the person and what makes us like, because that to me, can make or break artwork for me. Like people whose artwork I'm like, I like that. Then I talk to them. I'm like, oh, no, 100% I like your artwork more because of who you are as a person. And so I love getting to do that with Substack where it's like, oh, I get to know more about you. I mean, that's one of the reasons, this show came about is because like I started once Scotty made his. I was like, I'm going to actually start engaging with every single post and responding, and not just like a one sentence, like, hey, cool. It was just like, I'm going to respond to all your points with my own essay of a comment or whatever. And it was like, it's just not because they were going to see it, but it's just like, I just liked that idea of like, you wrote this and it made me feel like this. And I want to say this. And it was just such a cool, way to develop more of a connection to, the artist that I love. So.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I love hearing that feedback from people is always great.
Yeah. And sorry, before you get, I just want to, I didn't want to toot my own horn one last time, but I had shown this piece off for commissions, but I also thankfully before, when it was the web comic, decided to also make myself a Cyber League baseball player as the Charlotte Hornets. So I'm Tyler the Drone Laracy here. So yeah, this one was such another great piece. I love, what you did, making me look almost like bug-like with the cybernetic implants and like the logo with the tie. It's just, it's just all so great. So thankfully it didn't say Harlot on this one. It does say Charlotte. So
I did look for
wasn't a problem there.
Well, speaking of other great art, this is one of our favorite segments of the show. And we're sorry, we're already at an hour and a half. So our apologies, Anderson. We did not mean to take that long.
I'm having a blast. I gotta check. I gotta make sure I'm not gonna smudge any of this.
Oh yeah, the red, the ink, yeah.
No, take your time. We're gonna put you.
Okay. I've got basically 3 things to show you. I thought I had one more. Let's see. No, because we already did the private Yankee Doodle stuff. Okay. So 3 things. Let me see the order I'm gonna. One, I probably shouldn't show you.
Oh yeah, that's
we love hearing that. Dustin's like, do
that's
it.
That's the only thing I want to see now. So
look at that. That is.
Oh man.
I like had it came out of this pilot pen. I was using it to open it.
Okay.
It exploded. It's not smudging anymore, so I think I should be good. Real quick, it's not actually art, but it kind of is. This is my favorite baseball that I own because this is the ball that I threw out as a first pitch for the Atlanta Braves.
Oh, no way.
That's so cool. September
20th. 2023. And so like coming right off of the high, it was like the next year after, you know, like really starting gung ho on Cyber League. I was like, let's go. Like it was pretty awesome.
Did you make it to the plate?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay, give my man.
I mean, I was stressing out for the week leading up.
I would be too.
I can imagine, yeah.
I would never make it, Tyler. Mine would nosedive in there. So
pass out before you throw it.
That's exactly right. You know me.
Okay, so the 3 things I'm going to show you. One is this framed piece pack here, which is going to be kind of a pain because I was
going to ask about that earlier. Yeah,
it's got glass in front of it, so it'll probably reflect really weird. But this is
all right. We'll see it.
Over the last few years, I've gotten kind of obsessed with drawing bigger. And I recently actually had an art show a gallery show where I was drawing a bunch of trees, and I did a piece that's like as wide as this wall from the corner all the way to the door frame.
That's big.
And like pretty much the whole frame of my screen that you can see. So I've really enjoyed drawing bigger recently, but this was kind of the first foray into drawing really big. And I did this promo for Cyber League.
Yeah, dude, that's so cool.
And then at the bottom, I left all that negative space because I put like credits at the bottom. But the big reason I wanted to draw it this big is I wanted to draw like figures from all the teams.
That's so
really
awesome.
Go in
so
with
good,
detail.
That's
so I
wild.
did scan this in. There's kind of the whole thing.
I love that. Yeah, that's incredible.
That's so cool. Yeah. I remember seeing this image. I didn't realize it was this big though. Like the piece. That's so cool. Yeah. So
there's pieces of this where I'm like, I'm glad I did it this big, and then there are other pieces I'm like, why did I do it this big? Like it. it doesn't really matter, but it's satisfying. Like having this. And initially I like took it to shows and was like, I'll sell this, but I don't think I'm gonna sell this now. I'm
glad. Yeah, I'm glad that it's staying with you. Yeah.
Because I really like it. It like ended up being really clean, but I did scan it and I've got colored prints.
Oh, that's good.
So that's cool. Yeah, that's like at least
promo. Okay, here's the one I shouldn't show you.
Oh, yeah,
but I'm gonna show you anyways. This is the cover for the second issue of Cyber League. So this hasn't been released. But I just did it and I really like it. Yeah. So the first cover it was the one that was on my card with Asher holding the bat, the blue figures. So that's the first cover. So it's really dynamic. Well, it's not really super dynamic, but it's got like it's sort of reminiscent of the poster I just showed you, right? It's got all the figures in the background of the different teams and all that. I'm really trying to give you kind of an overview of the series, right? This next one, the section of the story that we're seeing, it's a little bit quieter moments. There's not as much there's some action in it, but mostly it centers around this very important moment that you'll see is highlighted in the book, in the image. And then it also features our villain pretty prominently in the background. But really the big reason I wanted to do this is I wanted to draw a baseball glove in as much detail as I could muster. So here is.
Oh man.
The cover issue. And so you can see what he's holding in his mitt.
Yeah.
The ring.
Right. And then we've got our villain.
I love that.
Man, the texture, did you use more of like a pen nib for this? Because the texture on the brim of the hat, it's just so much texture in there. I love it.
Yeah. So I've been using these Faber-Castell pens that I really like, and there's one that has this. It has this really flexible. Let me hold this up more while I talk. But it has this really flexible tip that's essentially like a nib, except for eventually it wears out and it does die.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
But these really fine. Let me let it focus.
Yeah,
these really fine lines here.
Yeah.
I've got these they're ballpoint pens, but they flow incredibly well and lay down a really solid line.
Yeah, Frank Cho talks about using ballpoint pens for a lot of the cross hatching that he does.
I love that. Yeah, the negative space too with the mitt, that like the hatch bit up there at the top. Like I love the like white of the negative.
Great.
Like yeah, it's so good.
So when we take screenshots from the show tonight, this is not one you want us to share on any of the social media.
Well, and that's
we'll leave it for people to discover.
Yeah.
Like in sincerity, like Carl has been great to work with because he's been focused on it's creator run. You do the thing. Like he's got his business mindset, and he's definitely pushed back on me at times, and we've had our little fighting matches about little details.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's my book, and like I'm still putting out the webcomic when I get new pages and stuff because like I've got a vision for this, and as much promo as we can push for stuff.
Yeah,
he's all for. So.
Yeah, you all both want to be successful. I mean,
they were just talking about that on Ink Pulp because like Sean and them, they were like, dude, like it's our work, like we want to show it off, like like you said, you're promoting it. It should be good, good promotion. Yeah. So,
okay, so this last one I'll show you. I just finished coloring it digitally, so I don't actually have the color to show you. But I just did a print for Dragon Con. Are you guys familiar with Dragon Con?
I was going to say, is it the yearbook or no? Is that Dragon Con?
That's Baltimore. That's Baltimore.
Okay, that's Baltimore. I'm getting it mixed up.
Jonathan Wayshak talked about Dragon Con when he came on, and just
because it's his first time going. So
yeah, because we asked him if he was going to, because they're open like 24 hours. It's like starts on a Thursday and ends on a Monday.
Dragon Con is nuts.
Yeah, I never realized it was. I knew it was intense, but I didn't know it was that intense. So
Dragon Con is really big on cosplay and Dragon Con culture. Like the thing that I highlight in my drawing is this thing called the cult of the Marriott carpet. So what I wanted to do, there's a couple things. I'll get to the reveal in a second. There's a couple things that come together for this piece to work. Okay. I have two buddies, Keith Browning and Jake Baker. They'd be great guests sometime if you can.
Yeah, Keith Browning, his artwork is fantastic.
Keith is one I've mentioned to Tyler.
Okay, cool.
Before.
Yeah. So. Jake Baker is also a great one, but we have another Substack called The Dang Mountaintop, where we challenge each other to a monthly drawing where we have a random prompt, and then we try to outdo each other with a drawing. And it's just this really good competitive spirit that we have. But this month's prompt leading up to Dragon Con, because we'll all be there hanging out together, is dragon. So I wanted to do a dragon drawing, and I wanted to make something for Dragon Con, but I've run into this before where I've made a print specifically for a show, and then either it didn't sell or it didn't sell. Oh, hi. Okay. It's just a baby. Hi, baby.
Baby round 2. Fight.
Yeah. She's so cute.
Oh, she's like, what are those two goofies?
Talking about dragons.
There we go. Baby break.
So I've run into this problem before where I made something specific for a con, and then it like didn't sell or whatever. And then I'm just left with these prints that are like, well, what am I going to ever do with this? So so my goal with this is I wanted to make something that is specific to Dragon Con, but it's also cool on its own. Yeah. Okay. So there's something at Dragon Con called the Marriott carpet. And so the Marriott hotel that it was hosted in for years has this very iconic, it's going to be kind of hard to see. We'll get to the full
I have seen that.
Yeah. It has this very iconic blue, yellow, and red pattern. Okay. So you won't see it in the image. But the negative space behind the action here, there's a stained glass window with that pattern. And so the idea is that you would look at this and as a Dragon Conner, you'd be like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But as anybody else, you'd be like, oh, that's awesome. Because it's not specific enough that it's going to pull you out of what it is.
That's a really, that's a good balance to strike. Because like you said, then you're able to hit multiple.
Yeah.
And now I just want a dragon book from you.
Right,
so.
right.
Talking about monsters, I'm like, okay, when's the Anderson Dragon book coming out? Like,
I mean, I would love to do that. I do, like, again.
Holy cow!
Right,
that's great.
I'll pull it in a little bit.
Such a cool design. Like, I love the design on that. Like,
Yeah, fantasy books are. I mean, that's such a big market too. Yeah, I mean, so that's perfect.
Dude, that's so awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to see like the final color version of that.
Yeah, so I'll have this at Dragon Con, and prints of it. I'm gonna do a very limited print run, but it's the 40th anniversary of Dragon Con,
oh,
so
wow.
I'm hoping that like I can kind of build some hype around that and kind of let that run, so that's fun. But
that's super cool. Thank you for sharing it, man. Those were all awesome show off pieces. So,
and that's why that's our favorite part of the show. We love the art,
the show off. So. Oh yeah, we're like show it off. And I mean, it seems our guests love it too because it's like, hey, let me show you all this cool stuff that I have. And we're like, please.
I'm gonna get a little thing of popcorn that I start bringing out during because
the popcorn section. Yeah,
that's
exactly.
so much fun. Yeah, thank you.
Very much. Like a theater seat background.
Yeah, and seriously, we will put those. That's usually what we put on our Instagram. We have recaps from the show. We like showing some of the art, and if it helps promote Cyber League and gets that out there, we'll use that for issue 2 and highlight that to make people.
Awesome.
I mean, we
same
want
with Dragon Con. Like we can tag them and
absolutely
post that and stuff. Yeah,
great idea.
Anything to get people to get to you, which is again why we have this whole plug section, because it's like we just want to plug you and what you're doing. So like you said, you've got Dragon Con coming up. That's September 3rd to the 7th.
Well, I was going to ask him, will you be doing it the 24 hours? What is your schedule going to be?
What's
like
your
there?
limit? Yeah.
Yeah, I
mean, I'll they do have like exhibit hall hours that are like
normal.
I forget exactly the hours, like 11 to 7. It does go really late, but yeah, so I'll be at my table for all exhibit hours all 4 days.
Perfect.
Doing commissions. I mean, it's one of my more commission heavy shows. So I'm usually doing commissions the whole show. And if I run out of time, I'll do, take them later, but I try to take as many, cause Jake's the best. Yeah.
Nice.
What'd you get commission from him? Let me know.
Yeah. 11 times 17. Yeah.
I met Jake at last year's. Yes, that is my email. Yeah. Okay. I met Jake at last year's Dragon Con, and he's another Atlanta native. So we've hit it off and just become best buds.
That's awesome. Yeah.
It's been really great.
Yeah.
So contact Anderson. If you're wanting a commission from him, contact him here before the show, preferably, so he can have it ready to go for you, or make sure and stop by and see him.
I was gonna say, if anybody goes to Dragon Con, let us know, share it on the Scotty group, or just let us know. And definitely stop by Anderson's booth and get you a sweet commission. So, and then again, for people online, you can't get much stuff buying wise, but again, there's the Substack, there's your Instagram, your website. Again, I definitely, drawing conclusions, fantastic Substack. You're consistent with it, which is nice. So like, again, that once a month post, which is always fun to read. So he was kind enough to feature us at the top of his recent one, like he said, things he'll be on. So we appreciate that. But definitely go get those links. And then, but to say, it's giveaway time. So we've had the type #Carman in the bottom there going the entire time. We've got 11 entries currently for this wonderful sketch that Anderson has here. I'm going to pull up my screen real quick while he does this.
Okay. We made him big. Yeah. For the sketch.
Oh, if you were to show off the sketch. Oh gosh.
There we go. There we go. I love it.
Look at that. So you can own your own Cyber League baseball player sketch here.
This is one of the New York Dandies pictures.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that. New York Dandies.
Yeah. So, okay, everybody, we'll give everybody one more chance.
All right, we got one more entry. So perfect timing.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So good luck to everybody.
There we go. That was weird. I added at the same time. So, all right, we're going to draw it here. We are not in this one, thankfully, so we don't have to worry about, skipping us if it goes to us, but we'll see who wins tonight's prize. Jonathan is our winner tonight. Congrats. I think that's his first time winning. I could be wrong. I can't remember.
Yeah. We have a very loyal, I say following, buddies. We have friends.
A very small
buddies.
We have no following. We have a bunch of buddies that hang out with us on Wednesday night. So yeah, we're always happy to spread the love with them. And this is a great prize, Jonathan. Great, Jonathan. I think you can contact me on. I think we've talked before on Facebook, not Instagram. So yeah, contact me, give me the address, and I'll forward it to Anderson. So congratulations, man.
Yeah, congrats. Very cool.
Yeah, and Jonathan has said several really nice things about us and about the show in the Facebook group. So we appreciate him hanging out with us.
We do. And now it's time for Dustin's favorite segment, favorite section.
So, yeah, second favorite behind art show off.
That's true.
Yeah,
showcase, second favorite. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's a song that you can't sing till 2055, but we all know the words. We all know the tune. So.
Oh, I never gets old hearing that.
It never gets old. I love it.
That's pretty funny.
So, but Anderson's favorite things, bugs.
Bugs.
There we go.
You guys,
say more. Yeah.
Bugs are so cool. I picked it up, but the comic I need to pick up is Bug Wars.
It's really good. Yeah. I need to finish it.
I'm a trade guy, so I always wait for the trade, and sometimes I forget that something has come out because I've been waiting so long. But anyways, okay, so I love pinning bugs, much to my wife's chagrin, because she hates bugs and she hates spiders. So the one on screen, this is called a cicada killer. That is the genus. The G stands for genus, and then species is its genus. But it's a cicada killer because it kills cicadas and it lays eggs in them and all this stuff. It's real gross, but it's a big one. Like that's I've got it here so I can show you guys.
Perfect.
But yeah, I mean this is a honker of a.
Oh my
gosh! Holy cow! That's bigger than what I thought it was.
Yeah.
Now it genuinely won't attack you.
Okay. Interesting.
But
I don't trust
because it's just hunting for cicadas. Okay.
Yeah. That's so wild. I didn't know there was a cicada hunter out there.
Yeah. Release
that's like my favorite one. It's just because it's so pretty. It looked like
it's really clean, like the way, because I know, like I don't know much about it, but I know it's a difficult and like very meticulous process to not come in again there, you know.
So this is my master board. These are all my beauties.
Trophy.
So all of these,
yeah, I don't like this. Anderson. I don't like this one bit.
All of
not
these
my favorite.
Come from. You feeling phobic?
Yeah, phobia. Yeah, there we go.
You know what to draw means.
Yeah, I don't have any cockroaches on here. I'm not even that stupid. So all of these are bugs from my house.
That's so crazy.
The praying mantises. The praying mantises we actually had as pets. This one up here actually laid eggs, and we got to see the full life cycle. So this one laid eggs. Babies came out, and we got to keep some for a little bit before we released them.
Here we go.
Nope. No, I don't want to see my face.
This one in the middle I really like because its antenna, it's just crazy long. It comes all the way up.
To here. I see. Yeah, I can see it there. Yeah, holy cow.
The other one broke off, but it's just crazy long. This big spider here is a fishing spider. This one over here is an invasive Joro spider. Oh my goodness, am I killing Dustin?
That is that one is like the.
But this one might be my favorite. I don't know if it'll focus because of the glass. This is a tiger beetle. Now, a tiger beetle is known for being the fastest animal in the world relative to size.
Really?
That's wild.
So because it's so small, the fact that it moves so fast, it's the fastest animal.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah.
But it's called a tiger beetle because it has chompers. Now, it won't really attack a human unless like you try to grab it. But anyway, so those are my beauties that I've already pinned up. But I thought I'd show you some of the process because I've got two that are in progress. So here is a cicada that I recently acquired.
Wow.
From the yard.
That's so wild.
Now, what was interesting about this is this one had like just died when I came across it, but it was still like pliable. So I was able to pull the wings out. So you can sort of see the layering of like put this mounting board and then pinned it down with paper.
Wow, that's
excuse. I mean, it's my index. Like, so how does it stay? Do you glue it, and that's how it stays, or the pins stay in there, and you? Okay,
I'll just leave this like this for like a week, and then it stiffens, and it's not going to move.
Wow, I guess the rigor more interesting. I hadn't really thought about like you pin it into place to wait.
And then this one, just looks really cool.
So
it's this wasp, but it's just got this itty bitty. It's got this itty bitty waist. I'm trying to see if I can show it to you. I want it to focus. Come on. It's trying. But there. You
oh
can
my
see
gosh! Oh wow! I see it. Holy cow! Yeah.
Wow.
It's pretty wild. But that one's pretty cool. So
how in the world does that not break off whenever? I mean, you have to be very careful.
Yeah. You just have to be careful.
Do you?
But it's fun because it's like what I like most about this is as an artist, it's impossible to have a hobby because any hobby is creative almost by like
nature,
design, right? And anything I do that's creative because of my field, I do think about, is there a way I can monetize this? Like, so sometimes that like kills the creativity because I'm like, I'm not doing this for the love of the game. I'm trying to figure out how to make a buck off of this. And it kills me sometimes. So this is really great because I can't I mean, I probably could sell these
100%.
I have zero desire to.
Yeah.
And that's just super helpful for me because I'm like, I just do this for my collection and I enjoy, like, it's a thing I enjoy. Yes, I can shut my brain off. Oh, it's so great.
Yeah.
It's kind of relaxing. There's this whole waiting game. You know, like I've got a moth that's in a kill jar that I'm just waiting to perspire so that I can pin it later. And so, there's like things in multiple process, and it's something that's just kind of on the back burner behind everything. So like if I need to veg out and relax, I'll pin a bug.
Hey, I mean, it's like you
man.
did it. Yeah, it's, you know, it's a hobby and one that you can.
Well, a kill jar that's going to stick with me for a while.
It's not all that bad. It's basically just nail polish remover on a paper towel in a jar. It's very it's the most humane way to do it. It's cool.
No, not for the bugs. I'm just thinking about a serial killer having a kill jar.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, there's that. Yeah,
a giant size version. Yeah.
I know
this
you're doing
podcast is going to be evidence one day.
I'm scared to death. You got red all over your fingers.
Yeah, it'll be on the like one of the many YouTube shows and stuff my wife and sister-in-law watch.
My
where it's
wife
like in other news.
Little did they know.
I mean, that's the thing too, because like, you know, they do that and like that's their hobbies. They love watching that stuff, and I'll come in. It's like that meme where it's like she would like her arms cut off, her leg, and just like, you guys are just this is fun. I'm like, this is terrifying, but you know, it's their downtime. They're
makes them happy.
So yeah.
All right, very cool.
One man's fear is another man's hobby.
Anderson, you're the first person to have bugs as your favorite thing, though. So we love seeing everybody's.
I like it at first.
That's awesome.
Different.
Yeah,
it's always fun to watch Dustin cringe too, so that's why I wanted to pick up the camera. I was like, we got to get our reactions here.
I like shielded it some before you just turn around and walk back out. No, the spiders are cool to see from a distance on TV, but to have them like
even on TV, I don't know what spiders have always like. It's just like the multi-leg kind of a deal. Like I just think back to like Starship Troopers, and it's like that, like just sticking. It's like that's not that they're spiders, but it's just like they're very much like spiders, and it's just.
I hate all spiders, but if a spider has hair on its legs, that's whenever I'm like, I don't want to get anywhere. Well, me and my wife were dating. We were both working at a little convenience store, and it was like we had just really first started, and there was a big spider on one of the brooms, and she said, "Will you go kill that for me?" That I had a come to Jesus moment. I was so scared to go back there, and it was, if she could have seen the film, we probably would not be married now. But yeah, I was like, picking up stuff, throwing at it, trying to make it run away because I did not want to touch the thing.
Oh, I don't even attempt it. I'm just like, that's not like people know me like that's not my thing. I'm like, you can get my wife for that. I'm like, I'm not the person who's going to take care of your bug problems.
Yeah, I have my own strengths. That's not one of them.
There you go. Exactly.
Meanwhile, my wife calls me over for a bug. She's like, kill it. And I'm like, hang on, I got to get a jar. Let me look.
Where's the nail polish?
Yeah, quick before it's
Don't destroy it.
Yeah. What is wrong?
Don't kill it quickly. We have to kill it slowly with this jar.
Yeah, my wife wants to take it out and set it free, and I don't want to. I want it to.
Yeah. That is what I try to do my best is like, all right, I'll do my best to give it back to nature, but it's
right.
Difficult. I need that like vacuum gun that like whatever the bug gun that like vacuums it, safely or whatever.
Releases them. All right. Well, mine's not much more sunnier, but Over Your Dead. But I don't know if you all have seen this one or not.
No, it's on my list.
AMC+.
This one looked really fun.
Oh, I did see a trailer for this. Oh yeah.
Really good. I mean, Jason Segel, of course, is wonderful.
Yeah.
Samara Weaving
Timothy
just
Oliphant.
announced.
Ugh.
Yeah, Samara Weaving just announced as Emma Frost.
Oh yeah, Emma Frost. Great.
Yeah. Jorma Taccone. I don't know if I said his name right, but he directed this, which is one of the Lonely Island trio.
Oh, I didn't realize it was one of them. Interesting.
He's the Cool Beans guy from Hot Rod, the one that was like Cool Beans, his brother in that. So, but yeah, love this movie. It was me and my wife watched it earlier this week. But yeah, Timothy Oliphant, never a bad, and he was in Lucky too, so good in Lucky. But yeah, this is my recommendation of the week. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, cool. It looked like a fun movie, so
yeah,
definitely need to. Well, I'm definitely on the happier, brighter side of things because I absolutely love K-pop Demon Hunters, as people have noticed with my Saja Boys cardboard cutout. I will be getting them tattooed on my body at some point. I just love the series so much. So
absolutely.
I bought this. This was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, the Ramyeon figures. So they're eating ramyeon in the plane, and I looked at images, but I didn't realize the packaging itself is the actual plane.
That's so cool.
So you get like the demons on the side, which I think is a really fun touch.
Yeah.
And inside you can't tell
the window view is good.
Yeah, the window. Yeah, and these came unfolded. And they have images from the movie, which I thought was cool. They do have instructions to like take them out and remove the plastic and then put them back in so that way you can still display them. But I think I'll just leave them. Like, I've never wanted to leave stuff in for packaging, but I 100% want these displayed in the packaging because it just is perfect and makes so much sense with the window cut off. And then these other ones I'll quickly do because I didn't actually make a slide for them, but
okay, cool. I'll leave you
also from San Diego Comic-Con, I got my exclusive SWAT Cat stuff. So I backed the Kickstarter. Again, like you said, I love Jorge Corona's artwork. I was so jazzed when he was announced as the artist on this because like I freaking love SWAT Cats. So like to think we get a comic and with Jorge Corona is just like unbelievable. So they had this amazing print that was like the opener that he did. And then they did the blind bag. So I ended up getting the black and white variant of his cover. So
nice.
This thing is awesome. I love it the way they did it to where it shows his inks and then shows the colors next to it. So I thought that was a really fun way to do an ash can there. And then they also had like some other designs from the creators of the show to kind of give Jorge, an idea of what they wanted. And then wanted to promote good buddy Derek Loffman. I got my Arachnid Enforcer Kickstarter stuff from Jim Mafood. So Derek did this print that I didn't realize it was going to be this big. So I was like,
that's a huge.
Cow, this is massive, which I absolutely love. It's such a great print. So just wanted to shout out Derek there. But yeah, super, super fun stuff in the mail recently. So.
Yeah, and I believe he sent that original art for that piece to Jim, like after he got it done.
He did, yeah, he gifted it, to him as it's like as a thank you. So yeah, that was my thing. So yeah.
All right, well, Anderson, we promised you an hour and a half, and we've got about 2 minutes left, and then we're
almost there. Yeah,
we'll chat with you for just a minute after the show. But yeah, Artist Alley, this is where we promote Good Buddies. Anderson, you'll be on this list going forward for any cons. Let us know.
Yep.
Fan Expo Canada is this weekend. Riley Rossmo, who was our last guest, and Derek Loffman, who you've seen on here 10 times before. They are both going to be at Fan Expo. So if you're out there, this is the last cons of the year for both of those guys. Go say hi to them. Also, Dragon Con, not only with Anderson will be there, make sure you see him, pick up as much stuff from him as you can. but also good buddies Maxi Dallo and Wayshack will be there. Go and support them as well. Previews. Well, before we get to our next two creators, Terry Dotson will be coming on the show September 16th. And then Pierre Alexandra Comatose. I can't say. Oh, we lost Tyler.
No,
that's not good.
Let my cat out real quick.
Okay. You scared me. Who we
Pack
call
is what he
Pack?
normally, Pack. So.
Pack, yeah. We'll be on right after Terry, followed by Mike Mayhack with his new book coming up. But next week, we'll be having our special 100th anniversary episode. Lord knows how we made it to 100 episodes of this, but we enjoy it. We have fun, and guests like Anderson just make our jobs that we do here so much more fun and much more than a job. It's a hobby for us. We enjoy this. So
yes, and just to show off again, we've got prizes. I just wanted to show this again. This is the Brett Beam. We've got the Dork Viewfinder, our biggest prize yet that we've given out. But this thing is absolutely incredible. This is my personal one. So again, it comes with the first 2 issues with slides, which is just really cool. So
oh my gosh,
you can kind of
so cool.
see them there. So yeah,
I want to win that prize.
He's come up with the coolest merch. I didn't even think. Oh no, you actually kind of can.
You can see it. Yeah, cool, you can see the cover for Dork 1. Yeah.
There you go. So yeah, you'll be getting your own viewfinder. The box comes signed, and it comes with slide 2. So yeah, super pumped and super grateful that they were kind enough to offer that to us as a giveaway. So looking forward to it.
Brett and Julie for that one. That's a big one.
Incredibly nice of them. So
I'm gonna have to log on next week. Goodness.
It's such. I was like, I have to have this. I was like, dude, that's the coolest merch I've ever seen for a comic.
And Keith, I want to throw it out there. Keith, he has emailed. We have 5 prizes that we've announced on Instagram. Keith is sending a 6th one, so we'll have 6 total prizes that we'll be giving away next week. So everybody,
we'll make a post about that. I'll get a new promo for that one. So,
and Anderson, I love charts. I love graphs. You being on episode 99, you have made one of the charts now. You are on the pie chart. So congratulations.
Nice.
Huge accomplishment. Your night just keeps getting better. So if you want to be on the show ever, we are full for the rest of the year, but we are already started booking 2027. So reach out to one of us, Tyler Laracy or Dustin Whitney, on any of our socials, and we'll be glad to talk and get you on, fit in somewhere. But Anderson, thank you very much for being our buddy tonight. Welcome to the club.
Greatly appreciate it. Yep.
Is there anything else you want to say or plug before we?
This was so awesome. I love talking comics with people. I love talking just story and all of this. Like I said, I was coming off of a jazzed day. It kind of started out slow. I wasn't able to do as much work this morning, but then like being able to do some drawing and then play soccer and then come and chat with you guys. It's been a great day. So thank you guys.
Thank you. Feelings 100%
glad
mutual.
To hear it.
Thank you. And anytime you ever want to come back on and promote anything, you are more than welcome. Once a buddy, always a buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll let you know once I get an order code for Cyber League for the pool list.
Perfect. We definitely we'll be posting that. So
yeah, Anderson's a great guest. We agree 100%. Great show.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear it. I didn't. So, I'm doing my job poorly then because I should have made you a fan before this show, but that's totally fine.
Tyler. Come on, that's Britton's Tyler's best friend. So that was
we'll talk about it on gaming. Yeah, I guess I didn't sell you enough, but yeah, I need to do it more. That's why I was telling Dustin. I was like, I got to post more. I'm always bad, especially about heroes of like stuff I've gotten like. Heroes, there was a few people I haven't posted yet that I'm like, man, I need to post their art just to like, again, just promote and get them out there. So any little small bit we can do.
Absolutely. So thank you very much once again, Anderson.
Yep.
Great luck with everything you're doing. It sounds like you're going to be very busy with the 4 kids, the new baby, and all the books that you got coming out. So thank you very much, sir.
Yep. So, thank you so much, Anderson, for coming on. Next week, we'll be back. Again, we've got our 100th episode. We'll be doing those giveaways. We'll be promoting that stuff as we get up to it. And then after that, the week after that is Terry coming on. So definitely can't wait to finish out the rest of this year. Again, it's kind of coming up quick, but episode 100. So until then, 10-4 good buddies. Thank you for joining us, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Thumbs up.
You always say thumbs